We'll, we'll go ahead and call our meeting to order here. I would like to ask everyone to silence their cell phones, pagers, whatever. I'd like to move this along in an efficient manner. I'd like to open up the meeting by stating that Gwen Hunter is on vacation. She will not be attending the meeting today. In addition, I'd like to read the vision statement for our school corporation. We envision that Hamilton Heights School Corporation will consistently be ranked in the top 10% of school districts in Indiana based on benchmarks for achievement, and that our students will be equipped academically and socially to successfully perform in and adapt to the changing global society. I would like to comment that we have several of our programs that do perform in the top 10% academically in the state, and we're very proud of that. And I thought it would be appropriate for us to share that tonight, since we do have several of you here. The first item on our agenda is new business, and we're going to address personnel report. We have some resignations and recommendations. I'd like the board to go ahead and take a look at the attachment of resignations. With regards to the resignations, we have lost quite an asset with regards to our science teacher, and I'm going to read his comments. David Rutherford has been a tremendous asset within our corporation, and I feel it's appropriate that we acknowledge what he's contributed here. It is with a heavy heart that I announce my resignation as science teacher, science department chairperson, and academic teams coordinator coach at Hamilton Heights High School. I have accepted the position of assistant principal at Elwood Middle School for the 2007-8 school year. I'd like to thank the Hamilton Heights family for 6 fantastic years. Sincerely, David Rutherford. Again, we wish David the best, and I think Mr. Cook would acknowledge that he's certainly been an asset the time he's spent here. In addition, we have another resignation I'd like to read. This resignation is from Mr. Steve Stern, Hamilton Heights School Board of Directors. This was dated July 18th. I hereby resign employment with Hamilton Heights School Corporation from all responsibilities and positions I hold effective immediately upon your acceptance. My resignation may be attributed to personal and family reasons. I thank the Hamilton Heights community for the opportunity to serve, and I appreciate the support I have received the last 9 years. In addition to these 2 resignations, we have a resignation by Connie Thomas as special ed instructional assistant at the high school, effective immediately. I'm going to read a public statement on behalf of the school corporation. A public statement issued after Mr. Stern's resignation. The Hamilton Heights School Board and Administration wishes to acknowledge the positive contributions that Mr. Steve Stern has made to the Hamilton Heights football program, and we hope that he successfully resolves his personal and family matters. We feel that it is in his and the corporation's best interest that his resignation be accepted. There may be some additional questions pertaining to this topic. I have an additional comment to make as well. Superintendent Tony Cook and Principal Sterling Bowles were investigating allegations lodged against Mr. Stern pertaining to inappropriate personal conduct. When in the course of information gathering, Mr. Stern chose to tender his resignation. Personnel confidentiality restrictions required by board policy as authorized by law prohibit us from releasing any other information concerning this matter. Pertaining to this matter, we will not be accepting questions specific to this issue, so please refrain from asking those questions. In conclusion on the football topic, I would like to read a statement on behalf of the school board regarding the future. Again, this is from the Hamilton Heights School Board on the subject of resignation of educator football coach. We look forward to filling the vacancy created by this resignation. We ask that the community remember Hamilton Heights has specific academic needs that must be considered. This position opening provides an opportunity to enhance curriculum and offerings to students. Applicants for the coaching position must meet academic needs we have for our students. We believe it is essential that the successful applicant must have the ability to immediately impact student achievement and the ability to promote the importance of extracurricular involvement. We are confident the outstanding reputation of Hamilton Heights will attract several highly qualified educators to fill the vacancy. I will now open the floor for a motion on this particular topic.
I move we approve the personnel report, Exhibit A and Exhibit B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll now move on to our second item. Mr. Cook is going to talk about retreat and administrative goals.
One of the things that I had for you tonight was the opportunity to share with you a positive retreat that we had administratively in setting some goals in specific areas 2 weeks ago. And I outlined those for you in your packet. Excuse me. The district curriculum, and I'll read those. Again, this was with principal, special ed director, technology director, myself, and assistant Peggy. All buildings will complete clearly defined and vertically articulated written curriculum with delineated power standards. Professional development activities will center on collaborative instructional teams that will utilize data to inform and determine instruction. This will be the prime focus of all of our professional development days when we are here for our student half-day programming and the students return home. We will be working on coordinating those aspects across the curriculum, particularly in the literacy area and the mathematics area. We did a lot of coordinating K-12 vertical articulation of the power standards and ensuring that they didn't overlap and they coincided with each other throughout the year this year. All grade levels and like subject area teachers will focus on developing and moving to 4.5-week commonality learning assessments or mastery checks that are used to inform and provide direction to instructional practices. This is going to be a little different. Many of our areas have 9-week assessment. We're trying to move that to 4.5-week assessments so that we can see where student mastery is, and if we need to back up, reteach, if we don't have the mastery levels with a whole grade level or a whole group of students in a particular subject area, we'll be asking to go back at that time to ensure that power standard is put in place so that kids have a better opportunity to master their tests in the future. The next area was in staff culture, and we selected 2 goals that we feel that we will work on as administrators. We will seek to create ways to develop in-school time for staff to analyze data, collaborate, and devise common strategies for instructional effectiveness. The biggest problem we have when the state interjects other things that we have to master in the other subject areas that we have to tackle is how do they find time to prepare and do those extra things and look at those assessments, change instructional strategies in the classroom. We have some creative plans that I'll share with you later how we're going to do that on like Flex Wednesdays or so in the high school. Middle school team building time that we will utilize for tutorial aspects. So we hope that we can be creative and find teachers the time to prepare for those things. A corporate expectations and values document will be developed that serves all staff. We felt like we need to clarify what we're all about, just as our president, Rex, just read our values statement, so that everyone knows what's expected from the support staff person to the certified teacher to the bus driver, that we treat all people with dignity, that we have a warm and inviting environment. Those will be some of the value statements that we hope to have in every manual that everyone is held accountable for. In the business area, we hope to do more, I kind of call it Finance 101, to our own employees to understand the multiple aspects of budgeting in the educational realm. It's not like the private sector and the funds that can cross over and where you can use what, and the dependence on state support. that we receive and local taxpayer dollar match. So that's obviously in the press right now and critical that our staff understands where things can be utilized from and how we receive revenues and what we don't receive. And in the Board of Trustees, we had areas of principles to develop more opportunities to inform the board about practices and issues and programs that are occurring in their respective buildings, emphasizing the chain of command and ask this practice be reciprocated by all management positions, and principals seek to develop more professional management team that builds confidence and support as they carry out their mission and directives of the district. As part of our whole focus on this retreat was building our team and our values and what we feel we need from each other. And then last, in the technology area, improvement of the infrastructure to be the major focus in the technology realm that we'll be bringing to you some fiber optic looks in the next few weeks and vendors and things that we think we can upgrade our technology system to better serve our kids and increase training opportunities for the staff as an objective in the technology area. We've already surveyed them, have some input where they feel weak, where they feel strong, and what we need to do a better job with of preparing them. So those were the results of that retreat, and I wanted to just put those out, and we'll probably revisit those several times with you as we go along the course of the year.
Mr. Cook, is there a communication plan with the educators to review this, the outcomes of the retreat? And
Yes, one of the things I hope to do is in our opening meeting with staff, I will allude to certain areas here that we as administrators have set for ourselves so they know what our expectations are. And then we're going to share some opportunities to meet with them, as I said, in buildings and meetings to share the budget, the financial aspects, so they learn and know a little more of that as we go along.
And just for the public, I would like to communicate that our technology infrastructure here within the corporation is, by today's standards, extremely weak. So it's going to take a significant investment in capital dollars to get us up to where we need to be to pursue the academic excellence that we're all about here. So just wanted to make that comment. Any other board members have questions or comments for Mr. Cook?
You're getting total cooperation on the technology part of it, aren't you?
Yeah, the technology, as Rex said, the issue is bucks. You know, we have some areas where we're fiber wired. We have other areas where we're wireless. It's very antiquated. Some buildings can't do video streaming, for instance, in the building because we don't have enough bandwidth to support it. It's been some time since that's been increased and improved. We're working, Peggy's worked a lot with some vendors and even some county aspect of trying to get other people that might want to connect, including towns or businesses, in running that fiber between our buildings, especially from our south campus to here, and increasing our capacity. So that's what we've got to do first, and then upgrade the softwares to accommodate the fiber.
But we recognize the problems.
Yes. Peggy, is there anything you want to add?
The one thing that we're watching is we become eligible for E-rate dollars as of July of next year. And so that's kind of the timeline we're looking at for the infrastructure upgrade. And then we've also put a timeline together and presented it to the administration to evaluate all of our software programs because they're not integrating very effectively. So that will go through the process the entire next school year.
Before I entertain a motion to adjourn, I would open the floor to any questions about the future. We don't want to be too focused on the past here, but if anyone would like to ask a question, we can address that.
Are you saying that you're opening your football job this time, or you're going to appoint a neutral coach, or are you going to do it?
I'll let Mr. Cook respond.
At this time, Don, we are hoping to set a committee aspect for screening and opening a search for the football coach. In the interim, we will have Coach Sterrett and Coach Reeves will be directing our program and making the decisions for our program.
I have a question, Rex.
Yes.
I know you don't want to go there too much, but this hearsay thing, you know, I don't know what's right, what's wrong. I know what Coach has done for me and my family, and I know the family personally. And I know we've been this route before with the school bus driver. I know the issues because I'm one of the bus drivers. And I know he was fired or told to resign because it would save his credibility. But, you know, I know you guys think this is the right thing to do, but I'm telling you, you know, before we entered into a lawsuit deal because the man was discriminated against, or whatever the words are for it,
What's your question?
with the Stern family and Mr. Stern. I really wish, I know that, you know, he had to resign. He was forced to deal. I understand that, but I hope you really reconsider opening the position up because the man has done wonders in this community. I know it. All of you guys know.
Yeah, tonight we did act on his resignation as stated. So, appreciate your comment. Anyone else have a comment or question?
Has any part of your investigation, Tony, been shared with or asked for by any of the law enforcement agencies?
Don, when we start anything, if it has any type of inappropriateness that possibly may step over those lines, we're in cooperation communication with law enforcement. I can't address whether they're investigating at this time. I think that would be a question you'd have to put to Sheriff Carter in our jurisdictional aspect.
And just before we go on further, unless there's an emergency, please do not use that door. That door, I don't know who just left, but
I think she was feeling safe.
okay, that's fine.
okay then.
Yeah.
Tony, is there any concern about the kids as far as counseling or getting involved from the emotional side of this since this was so abrupt? I mean, are we going to address that?
We always have things in place to address that as it can be addressed and when it can be addressed. And again, I think if you listen intently to Rex's statement, there are statutory aspects involved with information and when things can be shared and not shared, particularly 16-year-olds. And one of the things that we will be doing from this point on is sharing with them what the future is and what the direction is that in fact is being done as we speak and planned as we speak. So that's really all I could comment on at this time, Rick. But certainly their direction and their aspect is something that's concerned for us, and the program is all about them. They established the program. Our assistants have been in this program for 9 years, our key assistants, and we think that's what we want to assure them, that we'll try to get the best candidate that we possibly can, or we'll look interiorly if that's the case also, and we don't feel there's an appropriate candidate that we can secure in this amount of time. I'll go on record feeling I think we have some very solid assistants that have been a very big part of this success the last 9 years.
What kind of timetable do you have on trying to search for a new coach? I mean, at some point it seems like you have to say this is what we're going with. I mean, is there a timetable?
Oh.
Season starts in a week and a half.
There's no specific timetable. If we have an appropriate candidate that meets our academic needs, that's the priority. The football coach, obviously we need that, but the priority here is filling the academic need of our students. So if that candidate comes within the next few days, fine. If the candidate doesn't come until a year or two from now, that's acceptable to this board as well.
What position are you looking for in a teacher?
I could let Mr. Cook respond to that.
Well, at this time, we have physical education and a health position, being that that's the area that Mr. Stern taught.
Being a parent of a player on the team now, I know everyone's concerned about getting a new coach and everything and all this, but there's at least a dozen players at my house every night, and they need someone to talk to them now. not as soon as we can get to them. I mean,
I don't know if you heard me,
There's
they will be
issues on
talked to this evening after this meeting. A person is there now to speak to them.
they need it as soon as they
I believe
And we
Mr.
do understand that.
Yeah, I believe Mr. Bowles is also
Mr.
part of
Bowles will be
that
addressing
communication.
the students this evening.
Any other further questions or comments?
I have a comment. I'm kind of back here. One of the things I'm concerned about as a parent is that there are all sorts of rumors on Facebook and MySpace that are not true. And I didn't know how you as a school board, or if you can address that.
My information today from legal authorities is that the school as such has no authority to address that. Those are accounts that are set up either by students or by parental households, and they have that account. I cannot go in. Those people that I will make the statement to right now, they are accountable and liable for what they say on MySpace. But we cannot go in, Deb, and demand that those be removed. It's a freedom of press type issue, and they say and take the risk of what they say on those spaces. And Bob, I don't know. Bob Brunn is our school attorney. I don't know if you could add any more. You've had some experience probably.
The most the school could do would be to ask that kind of posting be taken off, but we can't require it. There was a recent federal court decision where students put some awful things on about a teacher, and which were in that case clearly false, and the school district attempted to discipline those students and ended up losing a federal First Amendment court case in Indianapolis, and ended up actually paying damages to the students and being forced to reinstate them.
Yes.
How are you addressing the students after this?
Mr. Bowles has arranged it to meet students. I believe they have a practice this evening or so, and I think that was going to occur in private with the students at approximately 7 o'clock.
And I don't want people thinking that addressing the students has been forgotten in this. It's been a concern of everyone. But again, given the timing and the events around this, we feel this evening is the most appropriate time to communicate with the students. So, at this point, I'll go ahead and...
So if we want clarification on the subject matter, we need to contact Sheriff Dan Carter. Is that what you guys are doing? There's so many allegations and questions and rumors going around at this time. The person to contact to clarify the situation would be the Sheriff's Department.
He could only address if there is any ongoing investigation that he is conducting on his side of that law.
As far as the board is concerned, your investigation, or no?
I believe Mr. Cook can respond to that.
Our investigation is concluded at this time. And with his resignation, I think that's closed the issue.
I got a comment, just a comment here, just to let everybody know for the public. The practice was canceled Friday night, and on behalf of the players, all the seniors got together and they want to go forward. So we immediately, I went there Tuesday night, and we had practice Tuesday night from 5 to 7. I can't say enough about the seniors. They've really stepped it up. They had script, they had everything in order, both last night and Tuesday night, and so the program will go on. And
Thank you. At this point, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our next meeting is July 31st.